Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with a Screenwriter's Rant on OSS 117 From Africa with Love. And yes, this is a James Bond parody, but it's also French. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey with the Pineys. Thank you for supporting the channel and buying books. So this guy, he kind of looks like a French old school, what's the name, Sean Connery, doesn't he? A little bit. And his deal is he's a spy, and it's set in the era too, right? This is set, I don't know what year, but it's definitely in the past. You got planes, you got the old suits, you got the whole old look. He's got a turtleneck. I mean, the whole thing. So it's set in Africa, and he's going there to do some dirty deeds for the French government, I assume. And he's teamed up with this guy, who I assume is the new guy, the younger guy. It's about him getting old and being teamed up with a partner. And then this guy is a terrible dictator. And he's a bit of a sexist, but that's fine. It's supposed to be like a James Bond type guy. It's a spy. It takes place in the past. I mean, look, they're on phones. Look at the suits. So probably in the 60s. And it's supposed to be fun and light, but not too wacky. It's not super wacky, but it does have some funny moments. Like here, he points a gun at a lion and says, but you don't have any guns and bullets. And the spy says, yeah, but he doesn't know it. So, like, the lion knows what a gun is. So it looks interesting. As I've always said, comedy doesn't translate well overseas, and vice versa. Here he is, he sticks his finger in the zebra's nose. So comedy won't totally translate well for French audiences. I'm sure this was a big hit, which is probably why it's making its way to America and, I don't know, Netflix. I'm not even sure if this... No, it's not a Netflix deal. I guess it's just coming out. From Mad Men. They got the American rights to it, and they're going to distribute it here. I would see this movie. It looks fun. There's certainly nothing like it being produced here, right? I mean, they ruined James Bond. This guy's like James Bond, doing James Bond type stuff. Even though he's funny, he's not goofy funny. Although this is a little goofy. But they're giving it sort of a little bit of a bit of a serious enough edge that you can take it seriously, right, Joan? Right? It looks fun. There's some explosions. You got these guys. He's got the hot girl who's part of the resistance, who he's going to team up with. Why he's teaming up with the young guy. So I mean, I assume this is some sort of series if it's already called OSS 117, and I assume that's an allusion to James Bond. But it doesn't look like goofy slapsticky movie. It looks like it holds together well enough. You could do other sequels to this movie and not degrade the character to a point of ridiculousness, because you can go too far in a comedy and make the profession and make spying almost superfluous to the movie. It's a little, it's another subtitled movie, at least in this trailer, because it is in French. But it's again, that kind of will take you out in a moment. Comedy's about timing. That's going to throw off the timing a little bit. So it might be a tough one to watch. Oh, I guess looks like YouTube has it to buy or rent. Oh, it's from 2009. Oh. See, I tried to find out if this was a new movie, but the internet told me it was released in 2021. It must just be coming out here in 2021. This is what Hollywood's been reduced to. At this point, they are reduced to getting movies from other countries from, 12 years ago, because we can't make a halfway decent Bond movie anymore here. Even though we could, I'm sure for the price of this movie, we could have made 10 James Bonds that would have been badass. And this movie looks more badass than the regular James Bond, quite frankly, simply because he's kind of a sexist pig, and he's just doing whatever the hell he wants. So, for me, this is a refreshing return to close to normal, and I'd be more interested in watching this simply because it's a new, fresh take for me on the old spy thing, right, Little Joan? Right, Little Miss Attention. So the first act, and it's hard to tell because I didn't quite catch all the dialogue, but the first act I think is going to be him doing a mission in Africa. Then he comes back and he's saddled with the new guy and has to go back to Africa because turns out the guy they installed was a dictator. So the second act, they have to team up with the resistance and kind of undo what he did. So in a way, I guess it's a slam against James Bond in sort of an indirect way. But there's a comedy to it, and he's actually kind of good at his job. So they go back and they have to get rid of the dictator, and wackiness ensues with the new guy outrunning him physically because he's younger. He hooks up with the girl, but maybe not. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell where the ending's going. So I think the ending will be that they complete the mission for France, and they all live. Would be my guess. And then it's off to the next one because this is a comedy and it's sort of loosely based on James Bond. Apparently, they want to do several movies. I assume if they were a hit. So, yeah, that's it, Little Joan, who wants to be attention on everything, who wants attention constantly. And that's it for this movie. We'll check you out at Bitchute and Rumble, where we have 2 other videos. Today is a news blast and a Hollywoke hot take. We'll see you in the next one.